vacant. Expired listings are the best for me because I'll go out there and I'll preview the vacant property. They don't have to be there, and it's usually somebody that's out of town, like on the East Coast or wherever. Hey guys, how's it going? So are you a new agent or about to get your license and not knowing what to do, and you're suffering from not knowing what to do in this? Is that a word? No. By the end of this video, I'm going to promise you that you're going to be taking away some real valuable chunks here of information of what to do and how to get your either your first listing or your first sale from it. So I've got my notes here, and I want to make sure that I do not skip anything because this is real important. I want to make sure that you guys do have a pen and a paper and you're writing stuff down, or go back on this video and check it out and rewind it. All right. So the pain is that you are, sorry, I'll get this straight. The pain is that you haven't got a sale yet, or maybe you do, and your life is just chaotic. You've got to have a schedule. Oh, I take these glasses off. You have to have a schedule, and you have to follow your schedule with discipline. Now, when I coach agents and when I'm being coached by my coaches, I'm on a schedule no matter what. And I'm accountable to my schedule. This is a business. This isn't, I hope you didn't get in this business just because, hey, it's, I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm going to sell a lot of homes. And your spouse is like, I told you, you need to treat this as a business. The day begins the night before, folks. That's what I always like to say. Meaning, you need to get out of your head and you need to tell yourself, tomorrow, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to my schedule, and here's my schedule. You need to map everything out and plan everything out for tomorrow. And here's my schedule, or here's a good schedule for you to follow. 4:59 a.m. is when I wake up. Why 4:59? Because I call, let me get my glasses in my pocket here. Why 4:59 a.m.? Because I call the 5 a.m. club. And if you haven't heard of the 5 a.m. club, you should look it up and join. It's free. It's an 800 number with Sharon. I think he's been doing it 5 years now. He says a little message, or he has another top agent, and they don't even have to be agents. It's not all real estate. It's entrepreneurs, basically. They come on, or he comes on just for 5 minutes, and he gives a really powerful, good, motivational talk. It's not even a talk, it's just a message. And it's usually like 4, 5, 6 minutes. So I do that every single morning. It's a great way to start your day, because you call up and you say who you are, and you say, hey, good morning, everybody, and then you mute yourself. There's thousands of people that do this every single day. So the night before, I set my alarm, or I make sure that it's on. Have you ever done that? You thought you set your alarm, but you sleep in, and you forgot to, on your iPhone, you forgot to turn it on. I've done that. So the night before, you make sure that it's ready to go for 4:59. I'm just giving you an example. Yours doesn't have to be this, but you make sure that it has the time that you set it for. And you tell yourself, some neighbors over there, you tell yourself and you tell your spouse, I'm getting up at this time. Because what if you don't tell your spouse, and then you're getting up and then they say stuff like, you don't need to get up this early, or whatever. You tell yourself and you tell everybody, and you commit to that time that you're getting up. And let me tell you, when you first start doing this, it's not easy. I promise you, unless you already do get up and you're an early riser. If you're used to getting up at 7, 8 o'clock or so, getting up at 5 a.m. or 4:30 or 4:59 is going to be hard. And here's why it's hard, is because if you go to bed or you don't go to sleep until, let's say, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, like I have an insomnia. And a lot of times what I tell myself, and I argue with myself, it's, let's say it's 2 o'clock and I'm like, I can't get up at 5 because I don't have enough sleep, right? Are you there? Make yourself, no matter what, because when that alarm goes off and you finish listening to Sharon at 5 a.m., jump in the shower, cold shower, wake up. Now, okay, now you're woken up, you've listened to Sharon, and the next thing I want you guys to do or write down is you need to pull the fresh expireds, fresh canceleds, and the fresh for sale by owners. This is the low-hanging fruit in this business. You pull everybody, and what I do, I'm just telling you, I have everybody out in front of on my desk, and I weed through all of them, and it's usually about anywhere from 7 to 10 fresh expireds, canceleds, and for sale by owners. I have all their numbers down, but before I print them out, though, I do weed through them, and I weed through them to make sure that for me they're not under 500,000, they're not an agent owner, they're not built before like 1990. That's just me, because anybody built not anybody, but older homes have drama. They have inspection issues if it's built in 1940s, and maybe foundation issues or oil tank issues, things like that. Now, if you're a brand new agent, though, maybe you could be cutting your teeth on these to gain experience. This is what I did. But if I were you, I wouldn't do that. I would start off on the right foot so you don't have to go through all that drama. Now, part of me is saying, well, Tom, they need to learn how to really do this business with inspections and stuff. Yeah, believe me, inspection reports are going to come up on a brand new construction home anyway. Okay. So anyway, I have the list in front of me, price, year built, area, and I picked the best ones that I want to call first. Like the vacant, expired listings are the best for me, because I'll go out there and I'll preview the vacant property. They don't have to be there, and it's usually somebody that's out of town, like on the East Coast or wherever. They're out of town and they're thinking about just renting it out, or they are motivated to get it back on the market and sold, but the last agent just dropped the ball and they got in a fight with them or something. Another thing that I look at is, well, this comes up a lot lately, guys. When I first started calling expireds and FSBOs back in 1994, wow, I'm really aging myself. It was so much more easy because they didn't have this in the remarks section. In the remarks section, a lot of agents now will say, do not call sellers, you will be reported. It's just like, okay, who told you to put that there, agent? Did the seller actually tell you that? And if they did, how do they know to say that? Maybe they did. Okay, call them or don't call them. But I'm just saying, I've taken so many listings where I went out and the seller said, I never said that. I want to talk to other agents. I want to interview. That agent was just terrible. So use your own discretion on that. But the main reason an agent will put that in there, do not call sellers or threatening other agents to solicit them, is a lot of times those agents just they couldn't sell it themselves, and they don't want anybody else to have that listing and make money. That's usually what it comes down to. And I kind of feel sorry for those guys, because look, guys, this business is so vast, so big, so plentiful that you don't need to think like that. You need to think big, and you need to think of abundance in this business. All right, so where was I? You've got all of your expireds and canceleds and FSBOs right in front of you to call. Now go to the gym, exercise, go out for a nice walk like I am right now. Get your heart rate up, and blow off your stress, or however you want to look at it, start the day off right. But you need to exercise every single day in this business. And I also like to say, I do intermittent fasting. Maybe some of you do that, and I've been intermittent fasting for like 10 years now, and I love it. It keeps me healthy, it keeps me in shape. And what it is I just don't simply eat until usually at least 2 o'clock every day in the afternoon. And then when I do eat, and sometimes I push it till 4 or 6 o'clock. When I do eat, yeah, it's a nice healthy meal. Uh, Not that many carbs, or however you want to eat. I'm not suggesting that. Well, I am. Don't eat a bunch of crap, but make sure that you eat healthy, but try to intermittent fast. Don't eat breakfast. Don't start off the day with a big, a bunch of pancakes and no energy to be calling the expireds and canceleds or whoever you need to call. All right, go to the gym, come back. You have your list in front of you. You're pumped up. Start making your calls 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Now, before you call, make sure that you have everybody in front of you of who the most important ones to call first. Because let's say you have a list of 10 homeowners there. Let's say you set the appointment right off the bat with your first guy. Okay, but it takes maybe 10 or 15 minutes to set that appointment. By the time you're done with that first call, it might be 8:15 or 8:20. Do you think all the other agents have called all the other fresh expireds that are on your list? Yeah, the good ones. They have. So what I'm saying is yeah, try to be as quick as you can to set an appointment so you can set another one. But I've also set appointments way too fast where I got a call back from that homeowner and they said, dude, you're good, man. You had me going. And you know what? We're just really not interested in selling. So thank you. Okay. So you can run into that also. But anyway, where was I? Calling the fresh expireds and FSBOs at 8 o'clock. Setting them up to, I'm getting a little ahead here on your schedule, setting them up to go on the appointments between 2 and 4 o'clock every day. That's your window. Oh, and by the way, go to Office Depot or go on to Amazon and buy a yearly calendar, a calendar that spells or shows, January through December, and put it on your wall, because I want you to put all your vacations in there. If you've got a vacation in August, in December, you're going to go to Hawaii or wherever, put it in there and put it on your schedule. Your spouse will love you for this, and your kids will love you for this, because they're going to be pushing you that in December, Daddy, we're going to Hawaii, right? So go out and buy one of those and put it on your wall. Okay, now where was I? It's you're done calling your expireds and your FSBOs after 8 o'clock. Do not go onto your emails and return agents' calls and at that time, unless it's an emergency, unless there's a closing that day and you've got to get some documents in so it can close by 11 o'clock. Then yeah. But for the most part, 99% of the time, you don't need to dive into your business and come up with excuses of why you can't stay on your schedule or stick to your schedule for that day. So now you're done calling the fresh expireds and FSBOs. Do a little bit of lead follow-up. Call the people that you promised to call in that morning to try to set an appointment for a listing appointment. Make your calls up until 11 o'clock every day. Get everybody on board with your schedule, your spouse, everybody, and train other people to your schedule. Your spouse, your kids, your sellers, that you just don't answer the phone then. You're prospecting. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Get your numbers in front of you and keep track of your numbers. And your numbers are days worked, hours prospected, contacts made, listing appointments set, listing appointments gone on, pendings, and closings. Those are the main ones. I don't think there's anything else, but those are the main ones I want you to track every single day. So when you're done making your calls at 11 o'clock, now return calls to those agents, to the title company, to whoever, your spouse, your kids, whatever, whoever. At 11 o'clock, that's what you're doing. And you're answering your emails too at that time. And it only takes a few minutes. Now, when you're done doing that, you get back into your lead follow-up. And your lead follow-up is actually, you're going to be calling the people that never answered their phone at 8 a.m. And because maybe they were asleep, maybe they were driving, maybe they were at work or something, but now call them up and set an appointment between 2 and 4 p.m. that day. Okay, and another thing is that on the weekends, do you do this time? No. Don't call people at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or a Sunday. Don't do it. I still call, not every weekend, but this is a great time to get a hold of people. But I don't call until maybe 10 or 11 o'clock on a Saturday, or 11 o'clock or 12 on a Sunday. It's a great time to reach those people also doing your lead follow-up that never answered their phone during the week. And what you do is you set an appointment for that coming week. Take time off. Go kayaking, go skiing, go play golf, spend time with whoever, wherever, when, whatever during the weekend. But just call for maybe 15 or 20 minutes on a Saturday and a Sunday. And like I said, and set the appointment for the following week. All right, let me see my notes here. Eat lunch at 12 o'clock and take a nap. Because you know how you get kind of sluggish and tired because you woke up at 5 o'clock? Now take a nap. Take a 15, 20-minute nap, quick little fast nap, or meditate, which I like to do. Listen to and watch Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's awesome. Get into meditating, because meditating clears out your mind from everything, all the drama in your life, all the problems, anything that you're thinking about, so you can start fresh. Okay, so and during this time, after you eat lunch and before 2 o'clock, this is the time that you actually do your research for the properties that you have the listing appointments for. Oh man, it's hot out here. Okay, so you're pulling all the comparables. You're really seeing what you can list that house for and sell it for. So you're getting everything prepared for that 2 o'clock meeting. So you're a professional. You go out there and you take that listing at that price. Now, a different video, obviously, we're going to do on listing presentations and how to actually get listings at the listing presentation. Do a Zoom too if you can, and I'll teach you how to do a Zoom. I love doing a Zoom call with a vacant property with an out-of-town owner. Those are my favorite. I get them almost every single time. Let's see my notes here. So 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock is your appointments. I want you to, after about a week of doing this, the next week, I want you guys to write down every single day what you did. Did you actually stick to your schedule? You know, hour by hour. Did you wake up on time? Did you what did you do? What were you doing during that hours? What pulled you off track? And it's usually other agents or family members or something that pulls me off track during my prospecting time. But this is a time that you have to be vigilant and you have to be disciplined on sticking to your schedule no matter what. Do this schedule for a minimum of 90 days, you guys, and I promise you, you'll see results the first week. But if you really want to be a top agent in this business, you've got to be doing this schedule or a schedule that is 75% income producing and 25%, whatever, admin. I shouldn't say whatever, but 75% of your day needs to be income producing activities. All right, little bonus here. What did I write? I wrote bonus. Get your spouse, get your kids, get the title companies, other agents, get everybody on board with your schedule. Train everybody to your schedule. If they know it is 9 o'clock in the morning and you're not answering your phone, then they should and better know either not to call you or remember that you don't call Tom during that time, or Sally or whoever. They don't call you. So train everybody else to your schedule and stick to your schedule no matter what. All right. Love you guys lots. Make sure you, if you can, if you want, put some comments in here. I want to see, maybe you've done it for a week. Tell me that you stuck to your schedule for a whole first week. How many appointments, how many listing appointments did you set? Did you take any listings? Did you make any sales during the first 90 days? I want to hear what you guys are thinking. Is this hard for you to do? Is it easy because maybe you were in the military too? I've coached people like that were in the military and they think it's easy, you know? But anyway, love you guys lots, and we'll talk with you later.